After a huge performance last night, the Hayes Larks are back on the road as they face off against the Dodge City A's for the third time this season in a Sunday night RMBL matchup. As we welcome you to Cavalier Field here in Dodge City, Kansas, I'm Hank Corsair with the pregame show, and Larks coming off another strong performance. Looking back at last night, they defeated the A's 13-3 in the home opener, giving a huge performance to the sold-out crowd. Once again, we saw the Larks' opponent take an early lead. Dodge City scored Jacoby Radcliffe in the first inning. But after that, it turned into a completely different ball game. Lane Sparks hit a leadoff home run. Says he's doing really well with the adjustment from fifth in the lineup to the leadoff batter. And also in that inning, we saw Jackson Babcock hit an inside the park home run. C.J. Reed get a single, and Tabor Stokes getting him home through a 2-run home run to give the Larks 4 runs in the first inning. And they would score for the next 3 innings after that, leading 7-2 at the conclusion of 4 innings. They would also have strong performances on the mound. Dalton Campbell got the start. Our pitcher of the game, Dalton Campbell, had 8 strikeouts in 4 innings pitched, only allowing 2 runs from the A's before the Larks would make a call to the bullpen with Braxton Buer. And the Larks got their first run rule win of the season. In the 6th inning, they were able to score 3 more runs from Lane Sparks, Trent Baker, and Jackson Babcock. And at the end of the game, in the 8th inning, Jackson Babcock would come up to the plate again and get another home run, this one for 3 runs, and this time the ball left the yard. And it's really great to see this kind of start from the Larks this early in the season. We keep noting this team's not at 100% yet. There's still some guys waiting to come in this season. But anytime you can outscore your opponents 31-9 through 3 games and hit 5 home runs in a game, you're doing something right. So the Larks are back in action tonight against the Dodge City A's, who are actually not technically known as the Dodge City A's tonight. On Sunday night games at Cavalier Field, they changed their name to the Boot Hill Lawmen and wear their City Connect alternate uniforms. So we're approximately 12 minutes from first pitch, and we will have that in just a little bit. It is 7 p.m. here in Dodge City, Kansas at Cavalier Field, and we are ready for game number 4 of the season as the Larks look for another win against the Dodge City A's in RMBL play, as they'll start facing off against the freshman right-hander from Honolulu, Hawaii, Jaden Andrade, and leading things off will be number 8, Lane Sparks. First pitch finds the zone. There is strike one. First pitch coming at 7:04 tonight. 74 degrees at first pitch, mostly sunny tonight. 13-mile-per-hour winds as well. This one, half-hearted swing by Sparks. Ground ball to the third baseman, Perez. He'll throw down to first base, and there is out number 1. So with 1 away, the Larks will now bring up the outfielder number 2, Trent Baker, from Lamar University in Spring, Texas. Team leader in RBIs entering tonight's game with 7. Added one to the list last night against the A's. This one low and inside. There is strike one. Larks wearing their gray uniforms tonight with the Hayes Lark logo on the heart, and diagonal from it is the red numbers. And for Dodge City, they are not technically known as the A's tonight. They are referred to as the Boot Hill Lawmen, wearing their City Connect alternate uniforms, black jerseys with white pants and gold numbers and letters. Count now 1-2 to Trent Baker. Pitch on the way. This one to Perez once again. He'll get the throw across field, and there is out number 2. So with 2 down, the Larks will now see C.J. Reed come up to the plate, batting third in the order tonight, moving up 2 spots from where he was last night. Also take a look at the defensive alignment for the A's in just a second, and outfield from left to right is Isaiah Velasco, Paxton Huff, and Blake Coleman. Third baseman is number 27, Matt Perez. Shortstop is number 19, Kane Carlos, and then at the second base position will be number 1, Edwin Silverio, and to his left is the first baseman, number 10, Ryan Buckley. Catcher tonight for Dodge City is number 34, Kevin Hammond. Count 1-0 to start for C.J. Reed. So misses outside as he is up in the count. On deck is Jackson Babcock, and the hole is Dylan LaRue, moving up a couple spots from where he was. This one misses the zone high, 3-0 count to the second baseman, C.J. Reed. The rest of the Larks order after this will include Tabor Stokes, Lorenzo Rios, Braxton Buer, and Ray Jesse. This one catches the zone low, 3-1. Reed went 1 for 3 in last night's game. Had a single, also scored a run after he got that. Tabor Stokes hit a 2-run home run to bring him home. And there is ball 4. So after the first 2 Larks ground out, they're able to get C.J. Reed on through a walk. And now we see Jackson Babcock coming to the plate.
Now at the plate, first baseman, number 5, Jackson Babcock.
Had a huge game last night. Playing first baseman once again tonight. Scored 3 runs, had 2 home runs as well. One of those was inside the park. The other one left the yard, which would be the final at-bat of the night as the Larks got the run rule win in the 8th inning. Andrade will deliver the pitch. This one goes outside. There's ball 1. So the Larks had 0 home runs coming into last night's game. All 5 on the season so far this year were in last night's game. Babcock watches this one on the inside. There is another 2-0 count to start for a Lark batter. Another one missed the outside, and that was actually ball 4 to Jackson Babcock, and that'll send C.J. Reed to second base.
So yeah, that's all there is to it. And then you'll play music in between innings. And it's on. Can you switch out of that?
Back-to-back walks for the freshman right-handed pitcher. And now we'll see Dylan LaRue come up to the plate, batting 5th in the order tonight, was 7th in the order last night. Still playing in left field. Takes a swing at this one, misses, but there is strike one. LaRue reached base 3 times last night. Had a single and was also hit by a pitch and was walked. Was also able to get an RBI when he got that single. This one a ground ball to the shortstop. He will run over to first or second base, and that will retire the side. The Larks get 2 runners on. C.J. Reed and Jackson Babcock both walk. And now we go to the bottom of the first inning.
Fielder number 16,
Isaiah Velasco will lead off the bottom of the first inning for the Dodge City A's, a.k.a. the Boot Hill Lawmen, and he will face off against number 29, Jordan Stripling, making his second appearance and first start with the Larks. We saw him down in Newton against the Rebels, pitched just 1 inning, and was able to get 2 strikeouts in that game. Count starts off 0-1 to Velasco. 0 for 3 in last night's game. As Stribling will deliver the pitch. Just slightly misses on the inside. There is ball 1. Look at the rest of the Larks defensive alignment. They will keep that same outfield of Dylan LaRue in left, Lane Sparks in center, and then Trent Baker in right field. And a line drive and right into the glove of Jackson Babcock. There is out number 1. There's a quick reaction on that right side. Babcock able to make the play. And now we go to the shortstop, Kane Carlos. Looking at the Larks infield, we just said Babcock is at first base. C.J. Reed still at second. Tabor Stokes at shortstop. And a little change at the third base position. Number 21, Lorenzo Rios, will make the move from catcher to the third baseman. And the catcher tonight is number 3, Ray Jesse. Another 1-0 start to the count for the A's, and this one against number 19, Kane Carlos from East Arizona College. It's a second-team All-ACC selection. Stribling delivers the pitch. A little bit too low. Count goes to 2-0. Also take a look at the rest of the order for Dodge City. After this, it's Ryan Buckley on deck, and the hole is Zach Hoskins, the designated hitter. Matt Perez is the 5th batter in the order. Also Paxton Huff at the 6th spot, and then the last 3 batters will be Blake Coleman, Edwin Silverio, and Kevin Hammond. It's a 3-0 count to Carlos. Hit the third home run of the season for the A's in last night's game. Batting from the right-hand side against the left-handed pitcher, Jordan Stribling. Pitch on the way will catch the zone. There's strike one. This one will get on the inside, and there is ball 4 to King Carlos. So now we go to the third batter in the order, the first baseman for the A's. It is number 10, Ryan Buckley.
First baseman number 10, Ryan.
Returning to the order tonight. We did not see him down at Larks Park last night. We did see him in the season opener back on June 4th. As he will start ahead in the count 1-0. Buckley reached base once in that first game. He singled in the third inning, but would remain stranded at second and was also struck out a couple times as well. And we're going to get a stolen base attempt. Jesse will make the throw down to second base where C.J. Reed was covering. The ball got away from him. And King Carlos will slide into second base safely. It's a 1-1 count now to the first baseman. This is a Dodge City team that's been very successful stealing the bases this season. They're now 17 for 20 after that one there from Carlos. Missing on the inside. There is the count is tied at 2-1. Stribling gets set, takes a look back at second base. Carlos was taking a big lead. This one on the inside. There's ball 3. Trying to get on base and set up a possible scoring opportunity for the designated hitter, Zach Hoskins, who was coming up next in the order for the A's. And this one will get away from Ray Jesse, and that will send Carlos to third base. And it's a 5-pitch walk for Ryan Buckley. So now we see the designated hitter, number 9, Zach Hoskins, come up to the plate. Jesse just had a short meeting with Jordan Stribling. It's a face-off against the outfielder from Tallmadge, Ohio. He's only played in one game so far this season. The only stat he's recorded so far was a plate appearance where he was hit by a pitch. He'll swing and miss at this first one as the count starts off 0-1. And this one, a ground ball, will go foul. Ryan Buckley made a stolen base attempt as Stribling took a look back at him a couple times. But the count now goes to 0-2. As the Larks trying to end the inning and leave all runners stranded. Runner at third is King Carlos. At first is Ryan Buckley. Stribling kicks and deals. Check swing. Will it catch the zone? It does not. They actually looked out to the field umpire, asking if Hoskins went around. They'll say that he did not. And this one misses low. There's ball 2. As Hoskins trying to fight back. 2-time All-GMAC academic selection for the A's, or at Lake Erie College this last season. And there's another stolen base for the A's. Ryan Buckley will take second. Count now full to Hoskins, fighting back here early in the bottom of the first inning. And this one will be high and inside. There is ball 4. So that will leave the bases loaded, and now Keith Harper leaves the dugout and makes his way to the mound to have a discussion with Jordan Stribling. So we'll step away for this meeting and be back in just a second. Just one away after that mound meeting. The bases are loaded for the A's, and now we see the third baseman Matt Perez make his way to the plate. It's a 1-0 count to start for the playing third baseman tonight. Perez resides from Florida A&M, and also comes from Orlando, Florida. Count now goes to 2-0. This is Perez's 5th at-bat of the season. Has gotten 2 hits and scored a run. Trying to get his first RBI of the year with 2 runners in scoring position. Swung a little bit high. There is ball 3. Stribling kicks and deals. Finds the zone, 3-1. We'll see if Stribling can fight back against Perez. And this one goes up high. There is ball 4, and that one will bring a run home for Kane Carlos to cross the plate. There is the first RBI of the season for Matt Perez, and now we go to the 6th batter in the order, Paxton Huff. Playing center field, was a left fielder last night at Larks Park. And this one misses low. There is ball 1. This one finds the zone for Stribling against Paxton Huff, 1-1. Huff looking to rebound after an 0-3 performance in last night's game. This one fouled towards the Dodge City dugout. There is strike 2. A's with an early 1-0 lead, but we've seen this story before. The Larks have trailed at some point in all their games this season, and we mentioned in the pregame show they've outscored their opponents 31-9. We'll see if they rebound after this inning. 2-2 now to Huff. Pitch on the way from Stribling. This one misses his glove. This time it will be fielded by Stokes, and he lost control of the ball. That's going to bring 2 runs home. Ryan Buckley scores, and so does Zach Hoskins. Matt Perez advances to second, and the A's have taken a 3-0 lead.
Now batting right fielder number 24, Blake Coleman.
So now we see Blake Coleman come up to the plate. The right fielder from Arkansas Pine Bluff. There is strike 1. The Larks were able to get an out to start the inning with a line drive caught by Jackson Babcock at first base. And the A's have gotten their last 5 batters on base. But now an opportunity here from Stribling as he's ahead in the count against Blake Coleman, 0-2. Pitch on the way. Fouled back towards the Larks dugout. And the count will stay at 0-2. We've entered the bottom third of the order for Dodge City. They have Edwin Silverio on deck and Kevin Hammond in the hole. And he swings and misses at this one on the outside. There is the first strikeout of the game for Jordan Stribling. Stribling's third strikeout of the season, had 2 in his lone appearance down in Newton, where he only pitched 1 inning. So with 2 away now, that brings up Edwin Silverio, the second baseman, batting 8th in the order tonight. Did not appear at Larks Park last night. In fact, this is his first time seeing the Larks this season. 1-0 the count. A little bit inside, there is ball 2. Silverio, another player for the A's residing from Orlando, Florida. There is strike 1 from Jordan Stribling. This one will go foul, headed towards the third base coach for the A's, and the count is 2-2. Severio will be playing at Ave Maria University next season at the NAIA level. Looking for a good year with the A's, and this one on the outside, struck out looking on a 2-2 count, and that is how the inning will come to a close. But the A's do take a 3-0 lead with Kane Carlos, Ryan Buckley, and Zach Hoskins crossing the plate, and with only 2 runners left stranded. We go now to the top of the second inning when we come back. The A's get 3 runs and leave just 2 guys stranded in the bottom of the first inning as we start the top of the second with the 6, 7, 8 batters in the order for the Larks, and the count starts off 0-1 to Tabor Stokes, one of 4 Larks players to hit a home run in last night's game. His was one that brought home 2 runs after C.J. Reed hit a single in the first inning. He would also score again in the third inning after being walked on a 3-1 count. 1-1 to Stokes. Swings and misses at that one. Count goes to 1-2. The on-deck circle is Lorenzo Rios, and in the hole is Braxton Buer. High and inside, there is ball 2. Andrade will deliver the pitch. This one misses outside, and now the count is full to the shortstop, Tabor Stokes. To answer that question in the live chat, the Larks started playing baseball back in 1869, and that's actually all I'm going to say for now because we do have trivia in the 5th inning once again, and it relates similar to that chat, to that question in the chat. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. And this one goes off the helmet of Tabor Stokes. He's taking off his equipment. Looks like he's going to be okay. But he will be the 3rd Lark to reach base tonight. And now we get to see Lorenzo Rios come up to the plate. But yeah, like I was saying with that question in the chat, the Larks started playing baseball in 1869. But since we have a trivia question that relates to that, I'm going to leave it at that for now. And in the 5th inning, I will pick back up on that. This one a bunt from Rios, and the 3rd baseman will make the play down to first for out number 1. That moves Tabor Stokes to 2nd base. And with 1 away, we'll see Braxton Buer come up to the plate. Listed on the Larks roster as a left-handed pitcher. But once again, we saw the Larks use a pitcher as the designated hitter in the first matchup against the A's back on June 4th. That one was Nick Gray, batting 9th in the order tonight. It's Braxton Buer batting 8th in the order. It's a 1-0 count to start. He had 106 at-bats in his 2 seasons at Verrado High School down in Buckeye, Arizona. He did pretty good, 368 average in those 2 seasons, and also had 31 hits in his senior year. Count now 1-1 to the future Pima Aztec. Count advances to 1-2. That one finds the zone from Jaden Andrade for the A's, making his first start of the season. Pitched 3 innings as a relief in his first appearance of the season. There is ball 2. Andrade got the win in his lone appearance. And only faced 5 Larks batters in the first inning. And now has to work with a runner in scoring position with 1 away. Count is now full. As Buer looks to get on base in his first plate appearance and his first time in the order this season. And this one high and inside, there is ball 4. With 1 away, the Larks have 2 runners on, the 3rd Lark to walk tonight. And we go to the last batter in the order, the catcher, Ray Jesse. 1 for 3 in last night's game, batting in the 9 spot once again. Hit a home run to lead off the 2nd inning. Watch the first one go by for strike 1. This one fouled back. There is strike 2 to Ray Jesse. Trying to fight back down in the count. His 10th at-bat of the season. He swings and misses. There is the 2nd out of the inning.
Hey fans, that was our beer batter for the next 15 minutes. $1 off beers. Go, go, go.
So we go back to the top of the order now with Lane Sparks coming up to the plate. One of the 2 players that we interviewed after last night's game. At the conclusion of last night's game, the Larks got the 13-3 win. Lane Sparks got on base in 9 of his last 11 plate appearances since moving to the leadoff position. Let's put the ball in play once tonight, and now starts the count off 1-0. This one curves out, but still gets into the zone. There's the first strike of the at-bat. to Lane Sparks, the center. They're playing center field once again tonight. Played in right field in the first matchup here at Cavalier Field on Wednesday. Low and inside, count moves to 2-1. Pitch on the way, finds the zone. Count now moves to 2-2. And this one fouled back. Camera looks like it's going to be okay. But that was the 5th pitch of the at-bat for Lane Sparks. Count stays 2-2. Left-handed batter facing off against the right-hander Andrade. And now both Larks players that are on base are going to try to make the steal, and both will get there safely. The throw down was made to second for Braxton Buer, and he gets there in time. It is a full count to Lane Sparks. 2 hits in last night's game, was walked as well. We'll see how he approaches this pitch. A little bit high, and he will head to first base. Bases are loaded. And now the pitching coach for the A's will make his way out to the mound. And with that, we will take a short break. Trent Baker will come up to the plate with the bases loaded. Something that you want to see if you're a Larks fan. Trent Baker, the team leader in RBIs. We've already seen him get a base-clearing double here at Cavalier Field this season. And this one, ground ball to the shortstop, Carlos. He will toss it over second base, and it's not in time. Infield single on a fielder's choice there for Trent Baker. Carlos threw it over to Silverio, and it was not in time as Lane Sparks will get to second base safely, and a run will score. So there is strike 1 to C.J. Reed. Oh, and 1 the count to C.J. Reed. This one misses outside. There's ball 1. Reed walked in his first at-bat in the first inning. Made it all the way to second base. This one finds the zone on the outside. Count goes to 1-2. The Larks trying to bring in some more runs, trailing 3-1 in the top of the second inning. In the last 10 innings, the Larks have not allowed multiple guys to be on base. This one drops down low. Count goes to 2-2. Just looking at last night's game, in the 8 innings that we saw, the Larks would leave guys on base in 5 innings. It was all ones across the board for that stat category. This one a line drive into right field. This one probably going to drift into foul territory, and it will, landing next to the batting cages. So Reed fighting back in the count, 2-2. Reed trying to get another RBI just like he did in last night's game. This one hit high in the air to center field. Huff will take a short jog up, and he will make the catch for out number 3. The Larks do score a run, though. Tabor Stokes was hit by a pitch on a full count to start the second inning, and he would be brought home from a fielder's choice RBI by Trent Baker. And now we go to the bottom of the second. The score is A's 3, Larks 1. Going to the bottom of the second inning, the A's went through 8 batters in the first inning, and they will lead off the second with the final batter in the order, the catcher from Lipscomb University, Kevin Hammond. He's played in 2 games so far this season, and we'll start off in the count 1-0. Another question left in the live chat on the guess of the attendance from last night's game. It was 100% sold out. The grandstand at Larks Park will usually seats about 1,200 people. And it can get up to about 1,800 when you include the people that bring their lawn chairs. And we also had fans in the outfield sitting on the walkway. It was a huge crowd for the season, for the home opener. I would say probably around 1,500 to 1,800 in that area. And I did not know that there were that many hamburgers sold, so thank you for noting that. It's a 3-0 count and a walk for Kevin Hammond. So now we go back to the top of the order with Isaiah Velasco, the left fielder. On a 1-1 count, he hit a line drive to Jackson Babcock. He would catch it for out number 1. So we'll see what the left-hander can do against Jordan Stribling, the left-handed pitcher. This one outside, and now another stolen base attempt. The throw down to Stokes at second, and he's going to slide in safely. Close play, but Hammond will get in safely for his second stolen base of the season. That was the 22nd stolen base attempt of the season there for the A's, and the 19th successful attempt this season. So the count is 1-0 to start for Velasco against Stribling. So misses high, ball 2. Stribling, a player for the Larks that we were really excited to see this year, freshman from Dallas, Texas. Redshirted this last season with the Oklahoma Sooners. Was a top 200 recruit by Pregame in the class of 2024. As that will be a walk, or a hit by a pitch, excuse me, for Isaiah Velasco. There's 2 runners on to start the inning for the A's. Again, tonight they are known as the Boot Hill Lawmen, wearing their City Connect uniforms in reference to the old Western history down in Dodge City and their partnership with the Boot Hill Museum. That will now bring up the first runner to get on tonight for the A's, Kane Carlos. He's also the first runner to score tonight. This one up high for ball one. Now Lorenzo Rios comes over to have a discussion with Jordan Stribling. Rios has played catcher so far this season, but is playing in the third base position tonight in place of Thomas Lissy. So he'll make his way back as the Larks look for the first out of this inning. Count 1-0 to the shortstop. Stribling keeps taking a look back at second base. We've seen multiple stolen bases tonight from the A's, and the count is now 2-0. So Stribling will deliver the pitch down in the count. Couldn't quite get it in the zone on the outside, 3-0. Pitch on the way from Stribling. This one does go lower and find the zone. First strike of the at-bat to Kane Carlos. Dealing with another 3-1 count, just like in his first at-bat, or first plate appearance, rather. And he gets this one in again. The count is now full. We've already seen 2 strikeouts tonight from Jordan Stribling, which were the final 2 outs of the first inning. And he'll deliver the pitch. Misses outside. That's ball 4. The bases are loaded once again with no outs. The A's brought home 3 runs in the first inning. And now they go to the third batter in their order, Ryan Buckley, the first baseman. And now Keith Harper making his way to the pitching mound once again. There is one guy warming up in the bullpen for the Larks. Here at Cavalier Field, there is no fence around the bullpen. Not sure who it is. Nolan Wilson is the one catching for the guy warming up. See if he turns his back and we can get a look at what the number is. There's a lot of options we could possibly see tonight from the bullpen tonight for the Larks. Both Kevin Goss and Julio Ramos are also standing near the bullpen. But can't quite tell who it is warming up right now. We'll let you all know who that is when we get the chance to. I've been told it's number 17 warming up for the Larks. That is the right-hander, the junior right-hander from Navarro Community College, Adrian Najar. As we return to the action, it is Ryan Buckley going up against Stribling, and the count starts off 1-0. All runners taking a lead at their respective bases. Pitch on the way from Stribling, gets right down the middle for strike 1. This one finds the zone. Now Buckley will be down in the count. 1-2, had the 3-1 count in the first inning. As Stribling will look for another strikeout on the night. He's gotten 2 each in the 2 complete innings that he's pitched so far. This one fouled back. The net shakes a little bit. Camera's still doing all right. But the count will stay at 1-2. pitch on the way from Stribling. Jesse tried to frame it, but they're going to say that it was outside. That's 2-2. This one a ground ball over to Tabor Stokes. He'll field this one, get the throw down to Reed at second, over to first base, and Jackson Babcock will complete the double play. Kevin Hammond does cross the plate as the A's get the 4-1 lead. But the Larks turn a double play, getting Kane Carlos and Ryan Buckley out. With 2 away, they'll go to the designated hitter, Zach Hoskins. Isaiah Velasco is now standing at third base, the only runner for the A's. First pitch will be a ball to Hoskins. He's appeared and started in all 31 games the last 2 seasons that he played in with Lake Erie College. His count now goes to 1-1. Left-handed batter against left-handed pitcher. This one will hit him in the leg, and he will head down to first base. So with 2 away, the A's will have 2 runners on. And now up is the third baseman wearing number 27, Matt Perez. Was walked on a 3-1 count in the first inning and brought home a run with the bases loaded. He also made it all the way to second base, but would be one of 2 runners for the A's stranded in the first inning. This one finds the zone, starting the count at 0-1. This one down low. There's ball 1 to Matt Perez. Infielder from Florida A&M, playing in his 2nd game this season. This one a hard ground ball. Reed will have to run after this one. He will toss it over to Babcock, and there is out number 3. Another run is scored that inning by the A's by their leadoff batter, Kevin Hammond. And they take a 3-run lead as we go to the top of the 3rd. The middle 3rd of the order is what we will see as we start the top of the 3rd. It's Jackson Babcock leading off the inning for the Larks. Still facing off against number 25, Jaden Andrade on the mound. Babcock was walked on 4 straight balls in his first at-bat. And I'll watch the first one go to the outside. Babcock had 2 home runs in last night's game. And I'll watch this one go on the inside this time. It's now 2-0 to the first baseman from Colorado School of Mines. Babcock batted one spot below in the first matchup here at Cavalier Field this season and was moved up after a strong performance. Count now 2-1. In that first game against the A's, he was able to get on base 4 times with a walk, 2 singles, and a double. They'll foul this one out of play. Count goes to 2-2. Larks were able to get a runner on in the last inning. Tabor Stokes was hit by a pitch on a full count and would be the first run of the game as well, as the Larks trying to fight back, facing their biggest deficit so far this season, which is really saying a lot about their performance so far. They've only allowed 3 runs, no more than 3 runs in any game so far this season, and the count now full. Pitch on the way from Andrade will go down low, and Babcock will make his way down to first base on the walk. So now we see the left fielder Dylan LaRue make his way to the plate. Put the ball in play in his prior at bat in the first inning, but it was a fielder's choice that concluded that inning. This one will be thrown back to first base. Babcock will slide back safely. We'll see what LaRue does this time around. Played this last season at the NAIA level with the Cumberland Phoenix. Also had some Division I experience as he played his first 2 seasons with the Houston Christian Huskies. One of many Larks to have ties with the Huskies. Count 1-0. This one outside, there's ball 2. Tabor Stokes is on deck for the first run of the game for the Larks, and in the hole is the third baseman Lorenzo Rios. A little bit of an unusual position for him tonight. This one ground ball. The second baseman will make the dive. Will the throw be in time? It will. Jackson Babcock advances to second base, but a good play there by the second baseman Edwin Silverio. Had to make a really good effort to make the play. So that's the first out of the inning. And now we see Tabor Stokes come up to the plate. Stokes, one of 3 players for the Larks from Hutchinson Community College. Scored 1 run tonight. He'll pop this one up. The catcher, Hammond, will track it down. And foul territory, he makes the grab for out number 2. So now with 2 away, we'll see Lorenzo Rios make his way to the plate. Reached base once in last night's game. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. And was able to put the ball in play in the 2nd inning. We'll see if he can do it again and possibly bring home the runner in scoring position, Jackson Babcock. The count is 1-0. This one curved to the outside, but is able to find the zone. Count now 1-1. To the junior from Rice. Hit a hard ground ball, and this one will go into the outfield, and staying put at third base is Babcock. A good hit there by Lorenzo Rios. Didn't look like the third baseman made an effort for it. I think he thought the shortstop, Kane Carlos, was going to go after it. But Rios is on with a single, advancing Babcock to third, and now we see Braxton Buer make his way to the plate. Again, the Larks using a pitcher in the designated hitter position tonight. They did that here in Dodge City on Wednesday night with Nick Gray. And he had a great performance, getting 2 runs and also recording a single, going 1 for 2 in that game, as he reached base 3 other times through walks. And that's also and 2 of those 3 he was able to get home. Count 0-1 to the designated hitter. Played at Verrado High School at the varsity level these last 2 seasons. This one goes foul into the A's dugout. It was caught by one of their players. Jacoby Radcliffe, I think, is who that was. Count is 0-2. Watch this one go high and inside for ball 1. Ray Jesse is on deck for the Larks, and the hole is Lane Sparks. This one will be a throwback to first base, but Rios is back in plenty of time. Had a decent sized lead there, but still decided to slide back. No tag attempt was made by Buckley. And now a steal here for the Larks. This one will go foul out of play. So Rios will have to stay at first base. As the Larks trying to get a run in back-to-back innings. This one will hit Buer, and he will make his way to first base. So the Larks will now have the bases loaded with Ray Jesse up to the plate.
Up next, the beer batter, number 3, Ray Jesse.
Jesse playing catcher tonight, was the designated hitter last night. He also played catcher down in Newton against the Rebels. Trying to get 1 or maybe even more runners home. Catcher showing that he wants it low and outside. Swing and a miss there for Jesse. Count starting 0-1. The runner at third is Jackson Babcock. At second is Lorenzo Rios. And at first is Braxton Buer. Was just hit by a pitch on a 1-2 count. This one high and inside, ball 1. This one a line drive, the shortstop going after. He makes a diving catch but doesn't get it all the way. Instead, he will make a fielder's choice throw to second base, where Braxton Buer will be out. Larks get the bases loaded, but unable to bring any runs home. We go to the bottom of the third. The A's still in front, 4-1. Heading to the bottom of the third inning we'll see the 6, 7, 8 batters come up for the A's. Known tonight as the Boot Hill Lawmen, we'll note once again in their partnership with the Boot Hill Museum here in Dodge City. And part of that, we just had a little show put on for us in between innings. They brought the Boot Hill Gunfighters onto the field with their pistols. They stood near third base and fired them up into the air for a little show for the fans. This count currently 2-0 to Paxton Huff against Jordan Stribling returning to the mound. Adrian Najjar is still warming up in the bullpen on the first base side. Finding the zone, the count now 2-1. Huff is the only batter for the A's to put the ball in play so far tonight. We marked it as an E6 here at Cavalier Field. It's marked as a hit on the scoreboard. But Huff was able to bring home 2 runs with that hit. And the count now 2-2. On the outside, just a little too far, and the count now full to Paxton Huff. Center fielder from Prairie View A&M. One of many Dodge City players from the SWAC. And this one hard hit ball to Lorenzo Rios. He'll throw down to first base. Babcock made the catch, but it was not in time. And they'll call an error there, as Huff will be the leadoff batter to get on for the A's. And now we see Blake Coleman make his way to the plate. Outside, ball 1 to the right fielder. Another question left in the live chat. Yes, there was rain today here in Dodge City. When the Larks arrived around 5 p.m., they were actually doing some work in the outfield, trying to get the dirt cleaned up a little bit because of the rain today. Not sure how much it rained, but there was still some water left on the ground. This one a ground ball to Rios. Over to second, back to first for Babcock, and the double play is made. A 5-4-3 double play there for the Larks with 2 away now. We'll see Edwin Silverio come up to the plate.
Now plate number 1, Edwin Silverio.
Silverio struck out looking on a 2-2 count in the first inning. As we noted, Stribling got 2 straight strikeouts to end the first inning. There is ball 1 to the second baseman. It's kind of a warm-up for him with summer ball. We said he's committed to Ave Maria University at the NAIA level. 2-0 the count to Edwin Silverio. He was actually just a student this last year at Tampa University, and also played for Rhode Island College prior to that. Ball gets away from Jesse. Count is now 3-0. This one finds the zone. There is strike 1. As the Larks looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning. And this one will go low and outside for ball 4. So we go to the final batter in the order for the A's. Kevin Hammond was the lone runner to score in the second inning.
Now to plate number 34.
Was walked on 4 straight pitches. And will try to advance the runner at first, Edwin Silverio. And this one will go right back to Stribling. Just barely got it into his glove, and he'll just underhand toss it to Babcock at first base to retire the side. Paxton Huff reached on an error, would get caught in a double play. And then after Silverio walked, we see the end of the inning right there for Kevin Hammond grounding out to Jordan Stribling. We're a third of the way through. The score is A's 4, Larks 1. The Larks will go back to the top of their order here in the fourth inning with Lane Sparks leading things off. Still facing off against the starting pitcher, Jaden Andrade. First pitch fouled back for strike one. Recapping the game so far, the A's took the first lead of the game after getting 3 of their first 4 batters to cross the plate. And the Larks would get their first run in the second inning. Tabor Stokes was hit by a pitch and was able to get home through an RBI fielder's choice by Trent Baker. And there is out number 1. Lane Sparks, I think that was a line drive to Andrade. With 1 away, that'll bring up the right fielder, Trent Baker. Well, we said Tabor Stokes was as the Larks' lone run in the game in the second inning. Dodge City would respond with a run of their own to lead off to the bottom of the second inning, and they take the 4-1 lead so far here in the top of the fourth. 1-0 is the count to Trent Baker. This one will be left in the dirt as he takes the lead in the count. He reached base in the second inning. He was able to get on through a fielder's choice to second base where the runner would be safe, and that drove home Tabor Stokes. This one, a line drive into center field. Huff running back for it, and he will make the grab. Two balls put in play there by the Larks, and now 2 outs, as we'll see C.J. Reed come up to bat. Was walked in his first plate appearance in the first inning. Looking to keep this fourth inning alive for the Larks. First pitch was low and inside. There is ball 1. First baseman playing back a little bit for the A's. This one, a line drive into left field. Velasco will run after this one. And this one will take a bounce off the 330 mark, rolling back into foul territory. And a double there for C.J. Reed. Huge hit there by the Larks. Their second hit of the game. C.J. Reed for him, that is his 4th of the season. And now we see Jackson Babcock return to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. He's reached base twice. Both of them have been walks. This one was going on the inside, then curved back in for strike 1. Babcock batting up 1 spot from where he was the last time the Larks came to Dodge City. Had a strong performance and earned the cleanup spot. We saw him last night against the A's hit 2 home runs. One of them an inside the park home run in the first inning, and the other one in the 8th inning left the yard and gave the Larks a run rule victory, 13-3. Count now tied at 2-1. Andrade took a look back at second base. This one will get away from the catcher. And getting the third base is C.J. Reed. I think that play shook the net up a little bit, but our camera's still doing good tonight. As Babcock looking to get on base up ahead in the count. Hammond now having a short meeting on the walk back to the mound with his pitcher, Jaden Andrade. We have 2 guys warming up right now for the A's. Or correction, it's just 1 guy. Not sure who it is. We'll let you know in just a second. But back to the action. 3-1 count to Jackson Babcock with 2 outs. This one will miss outside, and he will make his way down to first base for the 3rd time tonight. 3 walks for the first baseman.
Next up for the Larks, left fielder Dylan LaRue.
So now Dylan LaRue will come back to the plate. left fielder from Cumberland. We'll leave the first one low, but it's going to be strike one. The runner at first is Babcock. At third is Reed. This one high in the air into center field. Huff will move a short distance and get the catch for out number 3. After 2 outs, the C.J. Reed would get a huge double for the Larks. Babcock would walk. But that's all the Larks can come up with in the 4th inning as we go to the bottom of the 4th. The Larks will make a call to the bullpen as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. Going back to the top of the order for the Dodge City A's with Isaiah Velasco leading things off. And he will face off against the new pitcher for the Larks, a returner from last season making his first appearance of the year, number 17, Adrian Najar. Committed to Lamar for this next season. Spent the last 2 years at Navarro Community College. Played in 37 games with the Bulldogs over that 2-year span, collecting a 6-3 record. It'll be interesting to see him this year. Like we said, he's going to Lamar. He already has a little bit of D1 experience. He redshirted in 2023 with Texas State out of the Sun Belt. And the count now 2-0 to start for Velasco against Nahar. Count now 2-1. This one gets down low and finds the zone. Count goes to 2-2. As Nahar looks for the strikeout, just barely misses the zone, and the count now full. It's been a back-and-forth battle in this at-bat. This one hard hit into left field. This one heading right for LaRue. He took some extra steps back, and it will find his glove for out number 1. The leadoff batter is out for the 2nd time tonight in 4 innings for the A's. And now Kane Carlos will come up to the plate. He's walked 2 times tonight. It was the first run of the game. Carlos had the solo home run also last night against the Larks. He'll swing and miss at this first pitch. Against Adrian Nahar, the relief pitcher for the starter tonight, Jordan Stribling. This one will be popped up. This one, it will leave the field of play. Count now 0-2. Pretty good start here for Nahar. He had 2 very successful seasons with the Navarro Bulldogs, and all conference selection and all American JUCO selection for his region. He also played in the 2024 Texas New Mexico JUCO All-Star game. This one popped up. Looks like this one's going to leave the field of play, and it will. Count will stay at 0-2. Ryan Buckley on deck. Zach Hoskins in the hole. Pitch on the way. Misses outside. Ball 1. As Carlos steps back into the box, he'll hit this one towards the third base side. It'll be Rios that runs up for it, and it gets away from Babcock. And Carlos is just going to stay put at first base. He had a small collision there with Babcock. He will get up okay, but it looks like, actually, it looked like Carlos was grabbing at his ankle. He was actually just taking off his brace. But he will reach first safely, and now we go to Ryan Buckley.
Now batting number 10, Ryan Buckley.
Was walked in the first inning, and then was out on a double play in the second. Also the second run of the game for the A's. Buckley played for Lake Erie College this last season at the Division II level. Hard delivers the pitch. This one will go outside in a stolen base attempt, and he's in safely once again. Count will start 1-0 to Ryan Buckley. After another successful stolen base attempt for the A's tonight, they have not been caught tonight as well. They entered this game 16 for 19 on stolen base attempts. We'll try to add them up here in a second, see how many they got tonight. But for now, Nahar will deliver the pitch. Down low for ball 2. The way I have it, they've successfully stolen base 3 times tonight. 2-0 on the way. Fouled back. And the counts will go to 2-1. As it hit the netting near our camera, still doing good tonight. We'll try to avoid some of the issues that we had here in Dodge City on Wednesday night. Nahar takes a deep breath and gets it on the outside. Swing and a miss there for Buckley. Count now 2-2. I think they're going to call it balk there. As Carlos is now at third base. They will call it a balk, so the count is actually going to stay at 2-1. So we'll see if the Larks can get out number 2. That strike taken away because of the balk called on Adrian Nahar. The pitch will be a hard ground ball to Reed. He'll throw it to home plate, and the tag is not in time. Carlos will slide in safely. Buckley reaches first base on a fielder's choice. And the A's extend their lead to 5-1.
Now at the plate, the DH, Zach Hoskins.
So Zach Hoskins, the designated hitter, will come up to the plate for the third time tonight. He's reached base twice, but those have been through a walk, and he was hit by a pitch in the second. Count starts off 1-0 against the future Lamar Cardinal, Adrian Nahar. Throw back to first base. And Ryan Buckley is back safely. Just reached on a fielder's choice after C.J. Reed made the throw to home, but King Carlos got home safely. This one will be a fly ball that will go out of play towards the green grass on the left field side. And the count now 1-1. Buckley taking a pretty big lead over at first base. Babcock is covering first. This one gets on the outside and it finds the zone. 1-2 for Zach Hoskins. Saw Nahar get 32 strikeouts in the 12 games that he played in for the Larks last season. Looking for number 1 of this young season. Swing and a miss, and now a throw back to second base. And he is out. A double play there by the Larks. Zach Hoskins struck out swinging. Ryan Buckley made the steal attempt down to second base, and the Larks get him out. The A's do score a run with Kane Carlos, though, in that fourth inning, and they take a 5-1 lead as we go to the top of the fifth. After 4 innings of work, the starter for the A's, Jaden Andrade's day will come to an end, and they will make their first call to the bullpen for the night, going to number 21, Nolan Huff, the sophomore from McPherson College, originally from Spearville, Kansas, making his second appearance of the season. And he will start off against Tabor Stokes, and he'll ground this one over to the third base side. Matt Perez will field this one and get the throw down to first base for out number 1. The Larks have kept Perez active tonight. With 1 away, we go now to Lorenzo Rios. If you were part of the stream earlier, you would remember that there was a trivia question, a question left in the live chat that I didn't answer in its entirety. That is because of tonight's trivia question. The question is, what were the Hayes Larks known as before becoming the Larks in 1946? Was it the Hayes Town Team, Hayes Baseball Club, Fort Hayes Generals, or is this just a trick question and they've always been known as the Larks? It will be revealed in the bottom half of the next inning. It's an 0-1 count here for Lorenzo Rios. Singled in his last at-bat on a 1-1 count. Got all the way to second base. Now he's faced with another 1-1 count here in the 5th inning. This one left outside, but it curved back in. The count goes to 1-2 for Nolan Huff against Lorenzo Rios. Huff, a sophomore from McPherson College, plays for their JV team. McPherson, Kansas, at the NAIA level. Count now 2-2 to Rios, the catcher, playing third base tonight. Pitch on the way. Curved back in. This time it doesn't find the zone. And the count now full with one away. We'll see if Rios can get on base. So the Larks trying to fight back, down 5-1. This one a hard ground ball. Silverio fields this one and throws it over to Buckley at first base. The A's start the inning with a 5-3 play and now a 4-3 play for out number 2. As we go to Braxton Buer, designated hitter for tonight's game, has reached base twice. Walked in the second, was hit by a pitch, though, on a 1-2 count in the third inning. Pitch on the way. Left low and outside for ball 1. We'll pull up the trivia question once again for people who want to leave a response. What were the Hayes Larks known as before becoming the Larks in 1946? Was it the Hayes Town Team, Hayes Baseball Club, Fort Hayes Generals, or is this just a trick question? There is ball 2 to Braxton Buer. The Larks started play in 1869. What were they known as before that? Two-0 count to the left-handed pitcher from Buckeye, Arizona. Count now 3-0. It's 4 straight balls and another walk tonight for Braxton Buer as he makes his way down to first base. Larks will go through their order now for the third time tonight as we see Ray Jesse make his way to the plate. This one goes outside for ball 1 to Ray Jesse. Little change in the pitching motion there for Nolan Huff, sophomore from McPherson College. Going a little bit faster with a runner on now. Count advances to 2-0. Ray Jesse, one of 5 Larks players to hit a home run in last night's, or correction, one of 4 Larks players to hit a home run in last night's game. He's ahead in the count 2-0. Again, we saw Hammond run out to the mound for a short talk with Nolan Huff. High and inside, ball 3. See if Jesse can get on base. This one will find the zone after 7 straight balls thrown there by Huff. He's able to find the zone, and the count goes to 3-1. This one line drive out of play. After Huff was down in the count 3-0, it's now a 3-2 count to Ray Jesse. The catcher from Pima Community College. Huff delivers. Ground ball to the shortstop. Carlos will slide for it, and it's a lob throw over to first base, but it's in time for out number 3. 2 Larks got out to start the inning. Braxton Buer walks on 4 straight balls, and the inning concludes with Ray Jesse being thrown out at first base. To the bottom of the 5th we go. A's 5, Larks 1. Matt Perez will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the Dodge City A's, still facing off against number 17, Adrian Nahar. Came in as a relief pitcher for Jordan Stribling. The A's take a 5-1 lead here into the bottom of the 5th. First pitch finds the zone for strike 1. Perez 0 for 1 in tonight's game, was walked though he was walked in the first inning, and that brought home a run. Looking for his first hit in tonight's game. This is just the second game he's played in this season. He's recorded two hits and a run so far. And our camera took a hit there. We'll see if we can get that fixed for you guys real fast. Count 1-2 as Nahar delivers a line drive. Rios gets the ball, but they're going to say that it hit the ground. Either way, I think it's a little tough to say. Both Rios and the batter looked confused.
Now at the plate, number 13, Paxton Huff.
We'll say that was a catch because we'll say that was a catch by Rios just because the runner didn't make a run down to first base. And this one against Paxton Huff, they're going to say that it hit him. He will go down to first base. And I'll step away for a second and go down to the field and fix the netting on the camera. I'll be back in just a second. All right, the camera has been fixed as there is currently 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner on second base is Paxton Huff. We just saw Trent Baker get run up and get the fly out for the second out against Blake Coleman, and now Edwin Silverio up to the plate. Count will start 1-0 to the second baseman. And he'll watch this one go by for strike 1, but another stolen base there for Paxton Huff as he makes his way down to third base. Silverio trying to bring him home and extend the Dodge City lead. So far, they've led from start to finish, had 3 runs in the first inning, and have been able to maintain it from this point on. A line drive into left field. LaRue will run up on it, and there is out number 3. So Paxton Huff was hit by a pitch, made it all the way to third, but he is left stranded. As we go to the top of the 6th, Larks will bring up the top of their order with Lane Sparks, Trent Baker, and C.J. Reed when we come back. Larks going back to the top of their order to start off the top of the 6th inning with Lane Sparks, Lane Sparks up to bat, Trent Baker on deck, and C.J. Reed in the hole. Still facing off against the relief pitcher Nolan Huff. Came in to start the top of the 5th inning in place of Jaden Andrade, who exited the game only allowing 2 hits and 1 run and recording 1 strikeout on the day. This one outside, first ball of the at-bat to Lane Sparks. Center fielders reached base once tonight through a full count walk in the 2nd inning. Had a strong performance in the 2 games prior to this. Reached base in all 6 of his plate appearances at Newton. And last night we saw he hit the leadoff home run in the bottom of the 1st inning at Larks Park. Also had 2 more runs in the later parts of that game. Take a hard swing at this one. Going over the top of the light behind the A's dugout. The count is now full. Huff will deliver the pitch. And fouled back once again, just about in that same spot. As Sparks looking to get on base and give an opportunity for Trent Baker to put the ball in play and hopefully advance him. And a line drive into center field. Huff will backpedal and track it down for out number 1. With 1 away, that'll bring up Trent Baker. Since I went to fix the camera, I was not able to reveal the answer to tonight's trivia question. We asked, what were the Larks known as before becoming the Hayes Larks in 1946? In the live chat, I can see Stacy Gray said the Hayes Town team, and that is the correct answer. From 1869 to 1945, the Larks were known as the Hayes Town team before making the name change. As we return back to the action, count will start off 0-1. Trent Baker was showing bunt on the first pitch. This one will find the zone, count going to 0-2. Baker reached base in the 2nd inning on a fielder's choice. That one would be an RBI that brought home Tabor Stokes. Currently working with empty bases. Ball takes a bounce in the dirt, count going to 1-2. Pitch on the way from Huff. This one popped up into the air. This looks like the center fielder Huff is going to run after it, but Isaiah Velasco will call for it. Running all the way towards the infield, he makes the catch, and there's 2 away. Center fielder and the left fielder get the first 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning for the A's. Now the 3rd batter in the order coming up is the 2nd baseman, C.J. Reed. Had a huge hit in his previous at-bat in the 4th inning. Had a double that went off the wall in left field at the 3:30 mark. This one fouled out of play, strike one. We've noted C.J. Reed played for Hutchinson Community College, one of 3 Hayes Larks to play there this last season. And back in March, he made the announcement that he will be transferring to Columbus, Ohio, to play with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Count now 0-2. As the A's looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning for the first time tonight. This one will find the zone, and there is strike 3. Going now to the bottom of the 6th inning, it will be the 9-1-2 batters for the A's. Still holding on to that 5-1 lead. We'll have more of tonight's game when we come back. After 2 innings of work and facing just 8 batters, the Larks will make another call to the bullpen as they will bring in the freshman from Hutchinson Community College, Brooks Jones, in relief of Adrian Nahar. Starting off against the catcher, number 34, Kevin Hammond. Hammond is 0 for 1 in tonight's game, was walked to lead off the 2nd inning, though. And this one, fly ball going towards that gap between the center fielder and the right fielder. It drops near the infield, and Trent Baker will just pick it up and throw it back in for a leadoff single there for Hammond. They're going to go with a courtesy runner now here for the A's as Hammond makes his way to the bullpen, or correction, to the dugout. They'll bring in number 15, Jacoby Radcliffe. I saw Radcliffe at Larks Park last night. Went 1 for 3, getting a single and a run. We'll see how he does as a base runner tonight. As Jones takes a deep breath and he'll throw it over to first base. Babcock will then look back at second and then doesn't make the throw as Hammond will slide into second base safely. Another steal tonight for the A's. So we're back to the top of the order against Isaiah Velasco before Jones delivered that first pitch to to Velasco. He threw it to first base, and then Hammond made a steal attempt. This one will drop down, and it's a infield single for Isaiah Velasco.
He's so smart here.
Runners at second and first. With no outs, we'll see Kane Carlos come up to the plate now. Shortstop has 2 runs in tonight's game.
Now batting, number 19.
It was the first run of tonight and the latest run for Dodge City. 2 walks and has reached on an error tonight. Working with a runner in scoring position at second is Kevin Hammond. Hammond took a big lead off second. Jones looked back, and now a steal attempt as Jesse bobbled the ball. Didn't get a chance to throw it down to Hammond to get Hammond out at third. Another stolen base tonight for the A's. It's a 1-0 count now to Kane Carlos. Correction, it was actually a strike, so the count is 0-1. He'll show bunt. This one will bounce towards Jones. He won't make the throw down to first base. He looked back at third, then looked at first, and there was just no time to make the play. So the base is loaded now with no outs after they're going to rule that as an error here in the booth. And now Ryan Buckley coming up to the plate. Batting in the 3 spot, the first baseman for the A's from Lake Erie College. Low and inside, there is ball 1. Looking at who's on the bases now for Dodge City. The runner at third is the courtesy runner, Jacoby Radcliffe. Isaiah Velasco is at second, and at first base is Kane Carlos. Jones delivers the pitch, swing and a miss there to Buckley. 1-1 is the count. It's our second time seeing Brooks Jones this season. Pitched 3 innings here on Wednesday night. Only allowed 1 hit and recorded 4 strikeouts. And coming into tonight's game, he has a 111 opponent batting average. This one a little bit high, count tied at 2-1. We'll see if Jones can fight back here. This one misses on the inside. Count now 3-1. Buckley's reached base twice in tonight's game. Now Jones will deliver the pitch. And this one a hard ground ball that will get past Jackson Babcock. 1 run is in. Rounding third, and Isaiah Velasco will get home. And he's going to slide in safely, and now Jesse is hurt.
He broke his leg, dude.
Holding on to his leg. And now Frank Leo, not wasting any time, he will run out to home plate. And that it looks like a rough injury there for Ray Jesse. We're going to step away for a moment as they take a look at him. So the Hayes Larks coaches are currently taking a look at Ray Jesse. We went back and looked at the video on that when the second run, Isaiah Velasco, when he crossed the plate, Ray Jesse was covering. It was a clean slide, and then it wiped him off his feet. And from the way it looked when he when he put his leg up in the air, it looked like he has broken his leg. But right now, the coaches for the Larks are currently with him by home plate. They have called an ambulance to the field, and we just wanted to come on and give a quick update. We'll be back to the action in just a sec. They're currently still dealing with the injury to Ray Jesse. So we return back to the action. The ambulance has taken care of Ray Jesse. Obviously, a very hard injury on his leg. And, again, just not something that you want to see this early in the season. So we hope for the best for him. And we'll just leave it at that for now as we go back to the action. A's still in front 7-1 in the bottom of the sixth. They only counted 2 runs on that last play. Starting off against Zach Hoskins, count will start 0-1. So the Larks have made some changes because of the injury. The new catcher now is Dylan LaRue coming in from left field. And now in left field is Trent Baker. Taking his spot in right field is number 30, Nolan Wilson. And everything else will remain the same in the field. Count now 2-1 to Zach Hoskins. Runner at third is Kane Carlos. At second is Ryan Buckley. The count tied, a swing and a miss there for Hoskins. Jones looking for the strikeout to get the first out of the inning. And this one will hit the elbow of Hoskins, and he will go down to first base and leave the bases loaded. So that'll bring up the third baseman, Matt Perez.
Now at the plate, number 27, Matt Perez.
Matt Perez has reached base once through a walk that brought home a run, and also he's put the ball in play twice tonight. As the count starts off 1-0. Getting away from the new catcher, Dylan LaRue. Saw him, he started in left field in tonight's game and comes in for the injured Ray Jesse. This one misses outside, ball 2. Runner on third is Kane Carlos. At second is Ryan Buckley, and at first is Zach Hoskins. Count now 3-0 to the third baseman. Carlos tried to advance home on the play where the injury occurred, but they decided to put him back at third base because Jesse obviously could not make the play because of the injury occurring. And there will be called strike 1 to Perez. (3-1) on the way from Jones. Misses outside, and that'll bring home another run for the A's.
I think somebody just dropped something big, tried to put it in the trash. Filter cup.
So following the RBI walk, the second one of the night for Matt Perez, that'll bring up Paxton Huff, the center fielder. He's reached base all 3 times tonight, still looking to get home. This one will go right down the middle for strike 1. Again, the Larks have brought in Brooks Jones in relief for this inning. Swing and a miss there. Count goes to 0-2. We saw Jones make a relief appearance in the game on Wednesday here in Dodge City. Looking for out number 1. Ahead in the count, 0-2. Pitch on the way. Fouled back and out of play. As Huff will keep his at-bat alive.
Thank you.
Pitch on the way, fouled back in about the same spot. Fourth pitch of the at-bat there. Blake Coleman is on deck, and in the hole is Edwin Silverio.
Pretty sure I did. Maybe I did. One hit.
Jones kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, and he gets his first strikeout of the game for the first out of this inning. So now the right fielder, Blake Coleman, for the fourth time tonight, will head to the plate. 0 for 3 tonight. Struck out in the first inning, grounded into a double play in the third, and then flew out to right field in his previous at-bat in the last inning. Count 1-0 to start. Against Blake Coleman from Arkansas Pine Bluff. This one goes towards the Dodge City dugout. It's the first strike of the at-bat. Swing and a miss there. As Jones looking for another punch out. Just got one on 5 pitches in the prior at-bat. 2 strikes, 2 foul balls, and was able to catch him swinging. This one a ground ball over to C.J. Reed, fields it over to Stokes, trying to get the double play to Babcock at first, and the play is made. The Larks in the inning with a double play, and now we go to the final 3 innings of tonight's game with the A's still in front. The score now is 8-1.
Hey fans, I had a phone turned in to me, so please check and see if you are missing. I have one here in.
Nolan Huff will go back to the mound for a 3rd inning for tonight, and he will face off against Jackson Babcock to get the 7th inning started. After the A's were able to score 3 runs in that last inning. Extending their lead, Larks trying to mount the comeback, and this one a ground ball getting past the first baseman. Babcock, a leadoff single picked up by the right fielder Coleman. Who knows, maybe that will start a spark there for the Larks as Dylan LaRue comes up to the plate. Has put the ball in play 3 times tonight in his 3 appearances. Trying to advance Jackson Babcock at first base. This one fouled towards the Larks dugout. Count starts off 0-1. Tabor Stokes is on deck for the Larks, the only player to score tonight. This one a high fly ball into right field. Coleman will run after this one. Will it stay in fair territory? It will, but he will make the grab for out number 1. That was a good hit ball there by Dylan LaRue, getting it to the right field corner. And it stayed in fair territory, and Coleman was just able to track it down. That will bring up Tabor Stokes, the shortstop. Like we just mentioned, the only Lark to score in tonight's game, as he was the leadoff batter for the 2nd inning. This one takes a bounce in the dirt, ball 1 to the Hutchison Blue Dragon. Babcock will take a lead at first base. Pitch on the way. Just misses the zone, high and inside, ball 2. This one finds the zone, ties the count up at 2-1. Stokes looking to advance Babcock. Had a big game last night where he scored 2 runs in his first 2 appearances at the plate last night. And he reached base 2 more times after that through a walk and an RBI double. Count now 3-1. This one on the outside. I think they actually called that strike 2. Stokes threw his bat towards the Larks dugout thinking that it missed the zone. But home plate umpire Ben Ketley is going to call it strike 2. Huff will deliver the pitch. Hard ground ball. The shortstop fields it, throws it over to first base. Not in time, but they do get the lead runner out. And there's now 2 away here at Cavalier Field here in the 7th inning. And now we start the bottom third of the order once again with Lorenzo Rios.
Now batting number 21, Lorenzo Rios. Sorry, I was trying to figure out who's batting.
Playing third base tonight. Singled in the 3rd inning. And he'll hit this one to Silverio. He will field that and just toss it over to first base for out number 3. Larks get 2 runners on, including a leadoff single by Jackson Babcock. But the A's able to come up with 3 more outs. Heading to as we now go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is A's 8, Larks 1. Brooks Jones will return to the mound as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, starting off against Edwin Silverio, the 8th batter in the order for the A's. On deck is Kevin Hammond, and in the hole is the leadoff batter, Isaiah Velasco. Count will start off 1-0 on the outside. Again, the Larks did make some fielding changes. Now at catcher is Dylan LaRue. And in the outfield, the changes they made will have Trent Baker in left field, Lane Sparks staying put in center field, and in right field is number 30, Nolan Wilson. This one goes on the inside, goes past the catcher. And that is ball 2 to Edwin Silverio. Infielder from Ave Maria University. Watches this one go by, and now it's a 3-0 count. And that was actually ball 4, so he's going to make his way down to first base. And now that'll bring up the catcher from Lipscomb, Kevin Hammond. Scored 2 runs so far tonight. It's 1 for 2 on the day as well. Grounded out in his first at-bat after walking in his first plate appearance. And he also singled in the last inning. Count now 0-1. Jones delivers. Ground ball over to Rios. He'll field it, throw it over to second. Another double play opportunity for the Larks, and they complete it. Larks get Silverio, the lead runner, out, and then a throw down to first base to Babcock. Gets Hammond out at first, and there's now 2 away.
Now batting number 16, Isaiah Velasco.
Now back to the top of the order for the A's for the 5th time tonight. That'll bring up the left fielder, Isaiah Velasco. Checks his swing, but will leave this one on the outside. Ball 1 to the left fielder. He'll miss again, ball 2. Larks have already got 2 put away. Silverio walked to start the inning, and then Hammond grounded into a double play to Lorenzo Rios. This one left on the outside, ball 3. At the end of this inning, we will go down and try to fix the camera. But there's a 4-pitch walk to Isaiah Velasco. And now that brings up the shortstop, Kane Carlos.
Now into bat for the A's, number 6, Edward Gregory Jr.
And correction, now they're actually going to bring in a pinch hitter for Carlos. That is number 6, Edward Gregory Jr. We saw him in 4 plate appearances last night. Went 0 for 3, but had a walk. Left outside, ball 1.
Ball 1?
And this one will get away from LaRue, and Velasco will get to second base safely. Ryan Buckley is on deck, and in the hole is Zach Hoskins. Fouled back. And there's the first strike of the at-bat to the pinch hitter, Edward Gregory Jr. Again, we will go down to the field and fix the camera before we start the top of the 8th inning. Jones will deliver the pitch down the middle. Swing and a miss there for Edward Gregory. Count is 2-2 to the junior infielder. Jones delivers, and he gets it in the zone for the strikeout to end the inning. The A's were able to get a couple guys on base, but can't advance them any further than second base. And now we go to the top of the 8th inning. We'll be back in just a second. Nolan Huff will make a return for a 4th inning for the A's. Leading off against the designated hitter Braxton Buer, and this one a sliding retrieve by Carlos, and he will get it to first base in time. A very hard play to make there by Kane Carlos at the shortstop position, but he gets it in time for out number 1. So the pinch hitter for the Larks will be number 30, Nolan Wilson, in place of Ray Jesse. This one, ground ball to Silverio. He retrieves it at the second base position and gets it to first base for out number 2. So the Larks will go back to the top of their order with 2 away. That brings up the center fielder Lane Sparks. He'll lead the first pitch outside for ball 1. This one looked low, but they'll say that it caught the low outside corner for strike 1. So the Wharton State sophomore, Lane Sparks. This one gets away from the catcher, count going to 2-1. We got to talk with Lane Sparks last night after the conclusion of the game, where the Larks won 13-3. Talked about how the move for him has been going so far, being one of the newcomers for the Larks, and also being moved to the leadoff batter position. Saying he knows how big it is for him. He's got a huge responsibility to get on base when he's in that position, and so far he's done a really good job with that. And he will walk on a 3-1 count, reaching base for the 2nd time tonight. And now that brings up Trent Baker, the right fielder, that was moved to left field after the Larks had to make some changes because of the injury. Pitch on the way to Baker. Slider gets the zone 0-1. And as the pitch gets delivered, this will be a stolen base from Lane Sparks, and he is at second in time. Stolen base number 6 of the season for Sparks, still the leader in that category for the Larks. The count is 1-1 to Trent Baker. And another steal attempt, and this one is going to be hit high into center field. Huff trying to run after it. He's at the wall, and it's going to take a bounce off the wall as Baker will stay put at second base, and he's got another RBI on the season as Lane Sparks gets home. Second time Trent Baker has been able to get on base, putting the ball in play, and once again he gets an RBI. Now up is the second baseman, C.J. Reed. He'll ground this one to the first baseman. It's actually a new player, now an error as it gets away from Huff, and Trent Baker's going to get home safely. An error on that play will get C.J. Reed to first, bring Trent Baker home. The Larks showing some life late in the game as Jackson Babcock comes up to the plate.
Next for the Larks, number 5, Jackson Babcock.
Babcock already has a hit tonight, doubled in the 4th inning. And leaves that one inside for ball 1. Now this one he'll leave on the outside, count goes to 2-0. This is the 4th inning that Nolan Huff, the pitcher for the A's, has appeared in. They don't have anyone currently warming up, so looks like they're going to plan on pitching him the rest of the way through. As this one, ball 3 that gets thrown down to first base. Reed's back in plenty of time. Babcock has already walked 2 times tonight, and he will do it once again as he will head down to first base. Runners on first and second, a little bit of a 2-out rally going here at Cavalier Field. Lane Sparks walked, Trent Baker had the RBI double that brought him home, and then C.J. Reed was able to get to first on an error that would also get Trent Baker home. And he's currently at second base. Or C.J. Reed's currently at second base and Jackson Babcock at first. There's now a meeting on the mound for the A's, and we will take a quick break as they talk things over. So Dylan LaRue will be the batter with runners at first and second base.
26, Dylan LaRue.
Has had 2 back-to-back hard hit balls into center field and right field. He swings and misses at the first pitch, strike 1. LaRue was 1 for 2 in last night's game. Fouls this one out of play, strike 2. Trying to keep the inning going. The Larks have scored 2 runs since the 2 outs occurred to start the inning. And this one will be a foul tip out. The Larks do get 2 runs to score that inning with Lane Sparks and Trent Baker crossing the plate. and they only leave 2 runners stranded. It's a 5-run game going into the bottom of the 8th inning. The Larks were able to score 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning, and they will make another call to the bullpen as they will bring in number 2 Trent Baker. First hit of the inning will be a hard grounder to Lorenzo Rios, and the throw is not in time down to first base. A leadoff single for Ryan Buckley. So now up is number 9 Zach Hoskins, the designated hitter. Larks did make a few more defensive changes because of Trent Baker coming in from left field. At left field now is Nolan Wilson, and in right field they will put Braxton Buer. Everything else will remain the same. And another stolen base there for the A's. That has been their specialty in tonight's game, as they once again put another runner in scoring position, trying to get some insurance runs before going into the top of the 9th. And this one fouled on a bunt, and the count is 0-1. Or correction, the count is 1-1. It's the second time we've seen Baker this season on the mound. Pitched 2 innings in his first appearance. The count tied at 2-1. That appearance for him was down in Newton against the Rebels. He was able to record 4 strikeouts. And now this one will go back up the middle. And the runner will stay put at third, as it's a single for Zach Hoskins on a 2-1 count. That moves Ryan Buckley to third base. Another courtesy runner coming in for the A's. Number 8, Ethan Kang going in for Hoskins. And now up is Matt Perez. Perez was walked in the 6th inning. In fact, his 2 times getting on base have both been walks, but he's put the ball in play 2 other times. The Larks have been able to get him out on a 4-3 play, and then a line drive out to lead to Lorenzo Rios to lead off the 5th inning. 0-1 count to Matt Perez. Baker will deliver the pitch. Takes a bounce in the dirt, ball 1. This one finds the zone, count goes to 1-2. Baker takes a look back at first base where Hoskins is standing. And then this one will go outside for ball 2. And another stolen base attempt here for the A's. A throw down to second base. This one will get away from Reed. And with that, that brings home Ryan Buckley, the 9th run of the game for the A's. That now makes the count full to Matt Perez. He's not been faced with a full count yet tonight. He, however, has been faced with a 3-1 count on 2 separate occasions tonight. As Baker looking for his first strikeout of the night and potentially 5th of the season. Misses down low. That will be ball 4. Runners at first and second with no outs. Now up is the center fielder, Paxton Huff. Reached base in 3 of his 4 plate appearances. Struck out swinging on an 0-2 count in the 6th inning. He fought hard in that at-bat, though. Had 2 foul balls after he got down the count early. But in the end, it would be the battle would be won by Brooks Jones. Count will start off 1-0 to the center fielder from Prairie View A&M. From Plano, Texas. Ball gets away and the count goes to 2-0. Runner at second base is Hoskins. Runner at first is Perez. And that is called strike 1 from Baker to Huff. Our second game seeing Trent Baker this season. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 2-2. You saw Baker a lot last season on the mound, and this one will be fouled back. Count stays at 2-2. Baker listed on the Larks roster as an outfielder and a right-handed pitcher. From Spring, Texas, pitched in 6 games last season. This one fouled out of play. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up next.
Please get the foul balls back to the concession stand. Thank you. Thank you.
Baker kicks and deals. Down the third base line, it goes foul. Huff has now gotten 3 foul balls in this at-bat. Trying to get on base for the 4th time tonight. This one gets away from LaRue. And that will send Hoskins to third and Perez to second. So after getting down in the count and then fouling, hitting 3 foul balls, it's now a full count to Huff. 2 runners in scoring position. A's still up by 6. Now we're going to get time called by Trent Baker. This one will be popped out of play. Huff still staying alive. 9 pitches in the at-bat. Baker delivers, and he will be the one that wins the battle as he gets the punch out looking on Paxton Huff for the first out of the inning.
Next up, number 24, Blake.
With 1 away, that'll bring up Blake Coleman. Right fielder struck out in the first inning and has put the ball in play 3 separate times. 2 of those have been ground outs into double plays. This one will be called strike 1. This one gets away from LaRue. And the pass ball will bring home Zach Hoskins and advance Matt Perez to third. As the A's extend their lead. Baker in for the first inning tonight in relief for Brooks Jones. This one will be fouled to the A's dugout. Foul ball makes it 1-2. And Baker delivers the pitch. Once again, we're seeing another A fight back. Count will stay 1-2 after the foul ball. Swing and a miss there, and there is the strikeout for Trent Baker against Blake Coleman. Back-to-back strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging. And now that brings up Edwin Silverio. Trying to get some more runs for the A's and extend the inning after back-to-back strikeouts from Trent Baker against Huff and Coleman. Ball 1 on the inside to Edwin Silverio, the second baseman. He's walked twice so far in tonight's game. Let's the second one go by for strike 1. Line drive into center field. Sparks will run after this one, and he makes the catch for out number 3. The A's add 2 runs from their 2 leadoff batters, leave 1 guy stranded, and the Larks end the inning getting 2 strikeouts, and Lane Sparks gets the third out with a flyout. We go now to the top of the 9th inning. A's still lead at 10-3. The A's will save an arm for future games and keep in Nolan Huff, who they've pitched through the 5th inning, or since the 5th inning. And he will go up against Tabor Stokes to start off the 9th inning. Left outside for ball 1. Stokes scored the first run of the game for the Larks and also reached base in the 7th inning through a full count fielder's choice, and where he was able to get to first base. Count going to 2-0. With the large lead, they are going to keep Huff in the game. They do have one guy warming up in the A's bullpen. A swing and a miss there for Stokes, moves the count to 2-1. Stokes will get a hit off this one off the mound, and it goes towards the center fielder, and another leadoff hit for the Larks. That'll bring Lorenzo Rios up to the plate.
Now batting number 21, Lorenzo Rios.
Playing at third base tonight. And this one, ground ball into foul territory. That'll be strike 1. Rios has a single in tonight's game that he recorded in the 3rd inning. Also reached base once in last night's game. That one couldn't quite curve in enough. Count is now set at 1-1. Braxton Buer is on deck. Nolan Wilson is the pinch hitter in place of the injured Ray Jesse. He's the one in the hole. Fouled out of play, 1-2. This game just crossed the 3-hour mark a little bit ago. Started at 7:04. Currently 10:06 down here in Dodge City. This is inside. That'll be ball. Actually, I think that clipped Rios. He's going to get to go down to first base. Just clipped him on the leg is what it looked like, and now Braxton Buer will come up to the plate.
Next up, number 20, Braxton Buer.
Making his first appearance in the batting order this season tonight. Left-handed pitcher and Pima Community College commit. There is ball 1. Misses again. Buer gets ahead in the count early, 2-0. No outs recorded so far here in the top of the 9th inning. Fouled out of play. There's strike 1. We noted Nolan Huff has pitched since the 5th inning tonight for the A's. They do have one guy warming up in the bullpen right now. Looks like it's number 7, Carson Rep. High and inside for ball 3. And this one will get away from the first baseman. And Rios will stay put at first base, but that's going to move Tabor Stokes to third. A runner in scoring position now for the Larks. Stokes was at second just a little bit ago before that error occurred on the throwdown. And a steal here for Lorenzo Rios. It was called ball 4 as Buer will make his way down to first base. With no outs, the Larks have the bases loaded. And now up is number 30, Nolan Wilson. A quick meeting between the catcher for the A's and the first baseman. That new first baseman is number 23, Jaden Moreno. They started with number 10, Ryan Buckley, but have changed their infield around a little bit. This one will catch the lower part of the zone for strike one to Nolan Wilson. A little bit high. That one called a ball for a 1-1 count. We saw Wilson put the ball in play in the 8th inning, and he fouls this one back, and that takes a hit to the camera. We'll see if we can go try and fix that. Count now 1-2 to Nolan Wilson. We'll be back in just a second. So back to the action with one away. Nolan Wilson just popped out to the shortstop. Back to the top of the order with Lane Sparks. Scored a run in the last inning. Was walked on a 3-1 count. Was able to advance to second base on a steal. This one curves back in. Sparks takes a swing at it, and it goes foul. Count is now 2-2. Pitch on the way from Huff. Ground ball over to the second baseman. And this one, a double play opportunity for the A's. They will get it in time, and that will do it for tonight's game. The A's got up early and win it by a final score tonight of 10-3, putting them back at 500 on the year at 3-3. And the Larks will be handed their first loss of the season, dropping them to 3-1. Both teams now 1-1 in RMBL play, but keep in mind these two teams do see each other multiple times throughout the season. And looking at it, the Larks will be back here in Dodge on June 11th, but before that we will be back at Larks Park on June 10th as the Larks take on the Jayhawk Collegiate League Kansas Cannons in a 7 p.m. non-league matchup at Larks Park. The Larks will be off tomorrow as well, so that's going to do it for tonight's game. The A's win it by a final score of 10-3. Thank you all for tuning into tonight's broadcast, and ladies and gentlemen, good night from Cavalier Field.